Gregory, so first of all, it's nice having you here. Already you are with us some time.
Yes.
So tell us, how did this opportunity came that you joined RFS? Because you had a huge career, you played for big clubs, won a lot of trophies. Now you're here in Latvia. What should happen in a person's life to come to Latvia?
But look, it came after because I was in Paris managing Versailles, and I left the job. So I was without job, and this opportunity came, around December. And I said, why not? New culture, new football, new style of play, new environment. And I think it was a great opportunity, So I said, okay, I need to do it. So ready to go to Riga.
I remember first time I've met you, it was in Turkey, where
Yes.
usually we have pre-season camp.
Yes.
You came there for 1 week. What were your first impressions about the club, about the persons? Because you met everyone there, and only after you and also the club made the decision to cooperate for longer.
Yeah, but I think it's always nice, when you can meet people, and see from your eyes. And it was a great week, great training camp, and it was good for me to meet the staff, to meet the players, to see the environment also, the quality, the level. And I was really surprised and had a really good, nice week with everybody. And after, when I had a chat, with Victor and the club, Alex, we decided to have a go. So that's why I'm here now.
It was an easy decision for you after this training camp to say yes for RFS offer?
Well, it's not always easy because you got the family situation also to take care, and it's far away from my home, so it was a big decision in terms of family side, because the organization is always important, and I'm really close from my family. So I had a good chat with my wife, with my kids, and they understood. And at the end of the day, I came here with Naomi also 2 days, to visit the club, to visit the town, the city. Had a meeting with Alex, and it was nice also, as a couple to come here. And we just decided, and I decided to come, so to see how it looks, in Latvia.
What were your first impressions when you came to Riga? It was your first time here?
Really cold, first time, yeah.
And it was winter time, right?
It was winter time, so... But it was nice. I mean, look, it's a beautiful city, and I like, the culture. I like, the philosophy, of the town, and it's a lovely, beautiful town. So I really enjoy right now. I'm really happy. And now it's a little bit better. The summer was okay, but when I came, it was really cold, really cold.
We as a Latvians, or myself Lithuanian, we sometimes like to complain about our country, about our cities. I think it's common with all the people, but people like you, a person who came from abroad, who lived in UK, who lived in France, in Germany, etc. You are saying a lot of positive things about the city, so it means it's a good place to live. Your impressions now after almost half a year with us.
Yes, and this is the first things my kids told me when they came 2 weeks ago. And they said, well, Dad, we really enjoy the city, And I think it's a open city, people are really friendly, and I don't know, there is something special around this city, And but I don't know, they spent it a few days and they really enjoyed. So you can see everybody speak English also, most of the people. So it's good, and. Nice restaurant.
Do you have your favorite one? Let's make advertisement.
Yeah, I like to go. I don't know if I can speak and say.
You can.
Yeah, okay. So I like to go to Chef Corners. It's a good restaurant, and it's not too far from my house. From my apartment. So now after there is nice coffee. I like, as a French guy. I like to have my French croissant. And my coffee every morning. So whenever I've got time, I go to the coffee. I've got my routine, and where I see the news, I read the news, and I've got my coffee and I enjoy my croissant before to go to the training ground.
There are a lot of jokes that, for example, in Italy, you cannot ask for a cappuccino if it's 2, 3 p.m. How about you? What kind of coffee you drink, and what would be completely unacceptable for you?
I've got cappuccino in the morning or espresso, but never cappuccino afternoon. No.
So when I go with you drink coffee, I cannot do this.
You can do what you want, but it's up to you. No, look, it's my little routine. You know, when you are alone, I don't like to spend time alone in the apartment, you know, so I like to go outside, you know, and even when I prepare the session, the drill, you know, I like to be, you know, somewhere, and I think it's better for the mind.
You said you came here for the first time, it was winter time.
Yes.
You said some nice words about Riga, and then you came to Alanka Sporta Parks, where we are right now, talking to you. Were you impressed about the facilities? Because obviously it's brand new. We didn't have anything like this 5 years ago. And how can you compare this to the facilities you worked before?
Well, I was really surprised because I think the structure are really good. It will be even better when the new building will be open. I think it will be massive things for the first team football, you know. In terms of organization, preparation, and because this building looks amazing from outside, so I imagine inside it will be superb. But no, look, to be honest with you, the training pitch are good, artificial pitch, you know, grass. The stadium is nice also, you know. I think it's enough for the league, for this league. And after, of course, you cannot compare with big clubs from England, you know, but you can be proud about your structure because the environment is really good.
You came here to work as a first team development coach. Can you explain to people that are watching what are your main job, what are you doing on a daily basis, and what are you responsible for?
My first is to support Victor and the first team because we are staff. So every single day we are working with the first team to prepare the game. And it's always good, I think, for the manager, you know, to get, you know, people around him for anything. So anything he needs, we are ready for him. And for example, during the session, it could be like different groups. So I will be responsible for one group for a typical, you know, drill. And after we can maybe switch. And but the whole part, you know, from the first team session. And after we've got a program, talent development program for the young first team player who maybe need to develop certain drills, certain things, aspect. And so we are working on different aspects like technical, tactical, physically and mentally to make this player stronger and ready for the first team. So it's an important program because we want to see these young players make progress and be ready for the first team, because after when you are playing for the first team, it's really important to be ready, you know.
Not long ago, our sports director, Alex, as you call him, or Alexander Susovs, he said in an interview that for a club like us, it's very important to develop young players, and when the right offer comes, to give them a chance to go to a higher level, and also to get some money, because transfer money is very important for a club like us. So the talent development program is a part of this. It's very important for these young players who are probably at the moment not ready for the first team yet, to help them develop, to help them grow. Can you say a little bit more specifically what are the biggest challenges that you face working with these players? Some of them it's their first experience, especially in Europe, so it's a new culture, it's new language, everything is new for them. So what kind of challenges do you face on a daily basis?
But for example, we can maybe speak about Faisal Konate. I think is a really good profile, and but he need to reach the next step. And how you can make progress, you know, to be ready for the first team. Which aspect you can increase, and you know, so we go through an action plan, you know, with one or two, you know, specific, you know, aspect. For example, technically. As a striker, maybe how we need to protect the ball, you know, how we need to improve his first touch to go away from the defender, how we can check and use the video, you know, to show him first, and how we can make an impact, you know, on the pitch by specific, you know, exercise. Of course, after it's better to see him on the pitch because playing against men, because that's the reality. But this program, it's of course, and you say something really important. It's really massive for this football club because it could be a pathway. First and foremost for the first team, but of course in terms of transfer, and transfer market, the club can make money, and you have to think about this. So Faisal went on loan also, and he did really well. So the club decided to call him back. So now we have to fight, to win his place, to play for the first team. But this is an example. So there is different aspect to work, and so every day, we are trying, to put, these things on the field. But it's always also to speak with this boy off the pitch, because sometimes, and I've done that many times with him. For example, on a day off, I can maybe call him and say, okay, what are you doing? Are you around? And they say, yeah, coach. So we go to the coffee, I take my laptop, and we sit down. I want to show you these kind of things, and the clips. And so I think they are more free, it's more freedom, and usually they speak to you because maybe they are outside, they are off the ground, on the day off, but it's more easier. And I like to do this kind of 1v1, meeting also because it makes a big impact.
Also, you had a successful career as a professional player. Do you feel that in some moments, especially working with these young players, you have this authority over them, that they respect you because you know where you've been, where you've played, and you can be like a good example for them, that if they work hard, maybe they can go there?
It's not only for the young players, it's also good for the guys who are already in the game, and older, because when you play at a certain level, of course you will get the respect because you reach the top and you play with the best. So it could be good for all the players, but for the young boy maybe it's easier because they have to learn. And if you give them the right advice, with the right words, at the right time, and if they want to make progress, they want to understand, and how I can reach my target by doing this or that, I think it's maybe easier. But of course, respect is everything. It's a big part of life. But it's interesting, really interesting.
One of the reasons also you've joined the club, and we were looking for a coach. I can say for the viewers that we were looking for a coach who speaks also French, because a lot of those players, they come from the background where they speak primarily French language. It's easier for you to communicate with them comparing to let's say how it was before you joined us. So do you feel that you're a little bit closer to them because you speak the same language and there's no language barrier, and you can explain maybe some things that it's a little bit harder using Google Translate or their, let's say, English, which is progressing, but it's still not on the right level?
It's easier, of course, when you can speak French with them, but they have to speak English, because now if you don't speak English, it's a problem. It's for everybody. And because when you are on the pitch, and I don't know if there is a guy from Germany, Croatia, or France, you have to speak English just to make sure we've got the right message. So for example, for Momo, it's really important for him to speak English now, really quickly, because otherwise it would be too easy to come to me every time to ask me in French, and I think it's not sometimes the right way to do it. But of course, it's a big plus, and I like to speak Spanish with Facu also, and so it's great when you can speak different languages. I think it's good. It's easier to go toward the guys, but it's not an excuse to, for example, for young boys who speak only French to say, oh, I've got a French coach. No, it's okay, it's fine. No. So you have to push yourself, be out of your comfort zone, and make sure you speak English because it's vital.
I know you know a lot of languages. Can you say how many languages you know?
I speak French, English, Spanish, and I understood a little bit Italiano because it's close from Spanish and French. And I played in Germany, but I didn't have the time to learn, German correctly. You're part of the first team because you're first team development coach, so you see everything. You are in the trainings. This is not the magic season. We had one season before,
but your impressions of the overall level of the club you're working at, RFS, comparing maybe to the clubs you've been before. You said in one interview that you think RFS would be able to fight for top 3 positions, for example, in Scottish Premier League. What is your judgment now, after a little bit more than half year here, of the level? Because unfortunately, I think until this moment, some people, they look at the infrastructure in general in Latvian league, they look at the attendance of the games, and maybe then they really think that the level is not so high. But in my personal opinion, I think the level is much higher than the infrastructure and maybe the attendance numbers in this league. What are your overall judgment about the Latvian league, about the level of the players at RFS and comparing to some leagues abroad?
First, there is good players. Not only with RFS, but in general. If you speak about Lielā, Riga, Jelgava, us, I mean, you can see good players with good abilities. And I've been really surprised because you can find some really good profiles. I think this league is like a platform, you know, and the pathway maybe to go to Europe and to get a bigger club. So it's really interesting for the player. I think if the players are in this league and they are doing the right things, there is a bigger chance for them to go to Europe. But I'm really surprised because, and that's why I said, you know, a few months ago, I think there is 2 or 3 teams in this country who could fight, you know, for top 5. I think in Scotland, for example, because of the quality of the players. So I think it's a good sign for the country. I'm looking also the national team now to see the level, you know, and you have to make progress. This country can make a progress. It's not easy because of the weather and the winter, and because you have to stop, of course, you know, the season in the first week of November. So this is something, you know, maybe tricky. It was new for me because I never had that before. And but no, I'm really surprised, and I think people try to work hard, and they are looking, you know, always to get the right things for the club. So that's why it's I think it's good for the country.
When we look at the examples, we can mention players. Adam Marhia was here in January, scoring against Ajax. He went to a strong club in Cyprus. Then he was bought for over 2 million in Nuremberg. Now he had just a couple of days ago, his first game, 90 minutes. He was one of the best players on the pitch. We have another example, Andrej Ilić, who played here a couple of seasons. Now he's playing in Bundesliga, and 2 days ago against Eintracht Frankfurt, 3 assists. Yeah. So these are just examples of players going abroad and making an impact there. So it also shows that this level, as you said, it's a kind of stepping stone. If you're a especially young player, you can prove yourself here, you can develop, and then you can go to the next level.
I think it's all about, you know, mentality and discipline, because it's not easy to come in Latvia, because, you know, everybody will think, oh, the level, you know, and I don't know what will happen. But I think if you are doing the right things and you keep, you know, your discipline, because motivation is easy. You can have a big motivation today, but maybe tomorrow your motivation will be down. But if you keep your discipline, you know, and you're working hard, you know, week in and week out, you know, every single days, you know, I think you might have a chance. And these 2 examples are perfect, you know. So I think it's all about, you know, to come here, to have a good discipline, to understand the message. Okay, I'm here for a reason. I need to give my best, and I maybe have a chance to move on, you know, and to go to Europe, or maybe back to Europe, and get a better contract, better money, and playing for a bigger league. So I think this is the reality, you know, of this league.
Can I ask, what is your motivation to continue working in Latvian football, in RFS? And what are your maybe future dreams? Do you see yourself in the future as a head coach, hopefully in the big league, or you see yourself as an assistant, or only a coach that is working with the youth, maybe technical director or something? Do you have some kind of ideas? What would you like to have in the future, and also what's your motivation working here? Because I believe really with your CV, for sure you could get a job in let's say, I don't know, France, Scotland, English football, etc.
Look, it's an interesting question, because when you are a coach, it's always important to stay in a game. because it's a big competition. So that's why, you know, when I left Versailles, it took me a few months to see which project will be available for me. And this project arrived on the table. So that's why, you know, I took it straight away because it's so important to be in the game. After I passed my UEFA Pro license, already been a number one, you know. For example, Paris was a big project with big wages, you know, and I think we've been around 5 to 6 million euro budget, you know, for the first team. So it was quite important with big players also. And I've got in my mind, yes, of course, a target, a vision, project, but I think you have to do it step by step. Right now I'm working for RFS, I've got a job, I have to do my job as a professional, you know, and be good every single day. We've got 1 month to go, so I don't know what will happen, you know, at the end of October, beginning of November. We maybe sit down and speak, you know, and for the future. But right now we've got a big games coming up, and I think it's not the right time for me to speak about my future, because the club comes first, and I always learn this from Gerard Houllier, Rafa Benitez, McLeish. The institution is more important than the coach or the players. So and I've got so much respect because they give me my chance for this football club, you know, when I said yes. So I want to finish the season properly, and we will see what will happen, you know, in 4 or 5 weeks time, and who knows.
As you said, the most important games are basically Riga Derby after a few days. I think this interview will come before the game, but if it will come after the game, at least the people will know. So what can you say about this season from your points of view? How is this team? Do you see like it's some kind of just a big challenges after Magic season because of the short pre-season of a lot of new players? You were also a player, so you know these seasons that are transformative in kind of when you have a lot of new players, etc. Do you see some patterns or reasons why probably we didn't qualify for Europe, or it was just an accident? Maybe just your thoughts, honest, what you think about this season in general for RFS.
I wasn't there last year, so I didn't see, you know,
But you saw the movie.
But I saw the movie. So I think it was important for the club, you know. But after, you know, the past is the past. And you cannot live in with the past because the football people judge you, you know, like this, week in and week out. And consistency is very important. So if you want to reach a certain level, a certain target, you have to be a winner, get a winning mentality, and it's every single day, every single week. So last year was last year, 2 years ago was 2 years ago, but now is the present. And the present is to win games, to win trophies, and it's the same rules for everybody, for this football club, for Riga, I don't know, for you speak for big clubs, you know, Liverpool or Manchester City, this type of club, they want to win trophies. They have to win trophies because of the demand, you know, from the fans, you know, and financially so important for the players also. So yeah, it's a big challenge now because I think it's 7 games to go, if I'm correct. We are playing twice Riga, so 1 home and 1 away, the last game of the season. So big challenge, I think, for the football club, big challenge for the staff, for the players. So we have to push them, and we will see, because in 48 hours, kickoff will be ready, 7 o'clock.
From your player's perspective, do you remember your craziest successful season ending in your career, that maybe you were also in a similar situation, behind some points and you had a target and you managed in the end to do it? Does something come to your mind?
For example, crazy one was I had a magic season with Liverpool when we won so many trophies, you know. We won like 5 trophies in 1 year. So it was unbelievable. But the big scenario was with Rangers. We won the title at the last minute of the season. We were winning 1-0 away from home to Ibs. Game finished. So we are on the pitch to wait because Celtic was playing Motherwell. I think they were winning 1-0 and they lost 2-1. So you see the helicopter, you know, that's why we call helicopter Sunday, because you see the helicopter going toward Motherwell Ground, but he turned around facing his stadium back to Edinburgh, and to give the trophy. So it was these special moments in your career, and it's unforgettable, moments. And but you have to fight for this, you have to believe, and it's not easy because the demand is so high. But yeah, I've got some great memories, through my career. I really enjoy, and it was a great moment. It looks like it was yesterday, So.
I know you are not this type of person that goes around bragging about achievements he had in his career, and we're not going to go through all of your career now because we could make separate maybe 3-4 interviews speaking 2-3 hours. But what are your best memories from your football career? What memories will stick in your head forever? Like some special moments? I don't know.
I think the first one will be my first game with Liverpool against West Ham, because I left France. I was 19 years old after the Euro. We won the Euro with France, and my club sold me to Liverpool. And I worked so hard, I was dreaming about England, but when you are playing for Liverpool, Anfield, Saturday afternoon, darkness, and the lights on, 55,000, fans in the stadium. You just, listening, you will never walk alone, and it's just amazing because my family was in the stadium. It was my first game, starting 11. So when you look at the team and you are next to Steven Gerrard, Michael Owen, and you go, wow, where I am. And I think it was magic. This moment was really special.
And some other memories?
But after all the trophies, my first trophy with France and
Can you be more specific, because I guess some of the people watching maybe.
But we won. I was playing the Euro in Germany, and we won the final, and it was my first trophy. So I was playing the final, and I give assists. It was great.
It was a good party afterwards.
It was superb, but it was really good. But after all the trophies with Liverpool, when we won the FA Cup, the UEFA Cup was now called Europa League. The Super Cup, the 2 titles with Rangers, the title with Lens in France, when we won the league. A special moment, when you are a football player and you reach this type of level and you can win title, it's always good. Because now when I'm sitting, in my house, I can see, the medals on the floor, I can see, the trophies, so it's a special time.
Which ceremony with the title, with the open deck bus, was the most special?
I think,
one?
To be honest with you, the first time when we won all the trophies with Liverpool, and we had the ceremony, in town, and special bus, and I said when I was looking in Liverpool, I couldn't see the end. It was red and white, and it was unbelievable because you are on the bus, going through the city, and you see all these 100,000 fans, and this is where you realize the power of this football club, for example, the passion, and all the history, and it's amazing. I get the feeling, I was 20 years old, imagine. So leaving France to go to Liverpool and get this type of season with a big manager, big staff, massive players, Michael Owen won the Ballon d'Or the year after, so imagine the quality of this player. But I was impressed also by the mentality, the way they work so hard every single day. Even after training, it was amazing. These boys mentally was so strong. And I really enjoyed because this is where I learned the football. I had a good education in France, with the centre de formation, as we call, with Montpellier, for 10 years. But after when you're arriving this type of environment, this is where you are learning the football. And it's a different world.
I know that you still have a good relationship with the club.
Yes.
You're also participating in these charity games that they organize, where they fundraise money. for good purposes,
Yes.
and you played even when you already was working in RFS. I know you went for a few days to Liverpool. You played in full Anfield in the charity game in a starting 11. I remember Gerard was also there, and you made some very good moments. Almost scored a goal.
Nearly scored on this. I scored the year before against Ajax.
Against Ajax, it's easy
for
us also.
But there is a new one. There is a new one against Chelsea next month, next international break. So you will see the squad. So yeah, it's always. I mean,
just tell a little bit more about this relationship, because not all the players they have this still the love from the fans, from the organization, and you are one of those that is still loved and respected. So how did you keep this relationship?
Because I always gave my best for this football club, and the respect between the club and myself was amazing. And I think when you give everything for this football club, and I mean, my first child, Lorenza, she's born in Liverpool also, so she's Scout, so we kept, strong relationship with people from the city. But I was always, following Liverpool when I left, and so close for my teammates. And after, when you give everything for this football club, I think they don't forget you. And I really enjoy, to play this Liverpool Legend game, because it means a lot for this football club, raising money for the foundation. And but the way they take care about the family, it's like 3 days, and they take care about your wife, your kids, your family, and it's always nice to see, your ex-teammates. And but we're still competitor because we want to win this game.
Yeah, because if somebody is now listening, I was watching this game, and really sometimes you go to this veteran or star games or legend games, and everybody is just afraid of the tackles. There, everybody was playing like crazy. I'm just watching, and please don't break the legs of Vignal, because
sometimes
it's crazy.
We get
it's really intensive. It's good level football.
Yeah, but I think because it's simple, because I think we still competitors, and this type of guys, when they play at this level, they just are pure winners. They just want to win. And so when you stop to play, of course, you don't have the same physique, but I think you keep your winning mentality. So we are slow. It's a little bit slow now. The pitch gets bigger and bigger. But honestly, it's always nice. And this moment are just magic. And you see the impact, when you see always like Kenny Dalglish, for example, what a player, an unbelievable, player manager for Liverpool, and he's still looking after these games, he's still the manager for this game, it's always this same passion. When you talk to us, before the game, it's crazy because you see, the feeling and the words, the impact. It's massive. So I've been lucky to play the few games with them, and it's always a great moment. But it's part of the historic, and it's part of this football club, And they keep going, and I think it gets stronger year after year.
You've played with some brilliant players in your career. Could you say to me which ones stood out, like the best ones in the training sessions, on the pitch as well? Of course, I mean, it's maybe not hard to guess some of them, like Stevie G, but...
Stevie G was amazing, but I remember, for example, one player, Jari Litmanen, and this guy was amazing. So he came from Barcelona to Liverpool, but he was playing Ajax before. But this guy was wow.
He came for our game with Ajax, by the way. This year he was in the stadium in Riga.
But this is an example, But I can give you names. Michael Owen, Gary McAllister. I mean, players. They are just top guys, And but I've been lucky to play against massive players also, And when we play Real de Madrid, for example, against the Galacticos, we know when you start the game and you played against Raúl, Zidane, Figo, Roberto Carlos, Makelele, Beckham, I mean, wow, you go, it's crazy time. But Stevie G, I think, was a special player because he could play everywhere. Special mentality.
our interview is coming to an end, and thanks a lot for the time that you find for this interview. And maybe you can give some advice or some, I don't know, some tip for the young players that will watch this interview.
Yes.
What would be your tip, your suggestion?
First and foremost, it was a pleasure for me to speak to you. Great moment. So thank you very much for the invitation. And for the young players, it's always important to believe, trust yourself. And when there is an opportunity, just grab this opportunity, because life is so short. So enjoy your life, work hard, and believe you can become a top player, and maybe your dream will come through. So good luck to you, and see you on Thursday evening for the derby match.